Where do you read all these reviews?
More reviews.
Like, you put that review that was good on me, but I don't know where you found that. Something
What?
about how I answered the questions, but if Adam had tried to answer the questions,
Oh,
what you didn't? Isn't that?
I mean, on iTunes, right?
Or were you just complimenting?
That was a joke. I was creating a fake analogy using us as instead. Oh, you felt good because you were like, I answered somebody thought I was good at answering the question.
Yes, I did.
Because I was making fun of the
now I'm trying to find
the Fox News interview.
Oh, that's right.
Kamala was so good.
Kamala.
Fucking, she was so bad. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, some people think some things are good. Some people think some things are bad. Some people even think this movie tonight, Species 2, 1998, directed by Peter Medak, some critics thought it was bad.
When I heard they were going to send a mission to Mars, I strongly urged the government to reconsider.
On what grounds?
On grounds that alien DNA might remain on the planet. But any human attempt to violate the planet would result in biological contamination.
Excursion, this is Houston. Do you copy? Do you read Excursion?
Son of a senator, and now the first man on Mars.
Patrick Ross returned home a hero.
Darlene, you're going to be president of the United States someday.
A champion.
My sister decided to join us.
And a carrier.
There's something wrong with me, Dad.
Of the deadliest DNA in the universe.
We got another alien on the loose.
If he's reproducing, we've got potential offspring.
The last time I fought with that alien, I almost got myself killed.
Now, the only chance for the human race.
Eve was recreated from a frozen lab embryo.
Is the woman who tried to destroy it.
We need your help to find Patrick.
Recreated by science, she is now half human.
I see what he sees. There's a supermarket, a big supermarket.
In a supermarket.
Got it.
Estrogen levels peaking. It's like she's in heat.
Her loyalty is to man. But her instinct is to mate.
We've got two aliens running around. If these two were to mate, the resulting pure strain of offspring would be unstoppable.
This is like some sort of damn freak show.
They're gonna kill me.
Our greatest threat is our only hope.
Half human, huh?
My ass. Species 2.
What
were they yanking?
You say what were they yanking?
Yeah, what were they yanking? Their penises?
That's what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
Guys, I'm happy to report I almost masturbated to this movie. Got too sleepy, but I was close. I thought about rewinding it. This is an erotic movie. These guys who gave it bad reviews back when it came out, they don't fuck, or they do fuck. They fuck too much. I don't know. Something downstairs ain't working, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
This movie is about
in the penis area.
This movie is not just about fucking. This movie is about breeding. This movie is about cream pies. This movie is about blasting. This is a movie about
it's true.
The story of life. Because without sex drive, sexual urges, there is none of this. There's no podcast. There's no you. There's nothing. It's all about sticking that wiener right in that puss.
That's beautiful.
And that's what this movie's about. It's like rare for a movie to be this sexual. Like, sexuality is the
plot device of the movie. His horniness.
yeah, it's like the theme of the movie, and being a parent, because that comes along too. You end up with a kid.
Yeah, totally. It's all fun when you're blasting those human ladies, but then when you're walking your alien human sons into that abandoned house, that's when shit gets real.
The other thing about this movie is that what I like about it is that it's completely unartistic. This is a movie that is so corporate, so soulless, and in that process of like, you could tell like 1,000 screenwriters worked on it, because like there's no voice or vision or through line.
Okay.
In that process, it led to every scene being completely insane. And that's the thing I like about the movie. It's 93 minutes long. Every scene is fucking crazy. And each one is crazy in its own way. There is no, like, I like this director, Peter Medak. It doesn't feel like any of his other movies. It doesn't feel like the first one. It doesn't feel like anything. It just feels, I don't know how this movie happened, but it's like, this is what happens when you have a lot of money, no one's paying attention, and they're just like, yeah, more, make it crazier, make it more exciting.
Wait, so how is this? I don't remember the first Species. So
it's like
what's
this,
different?
except just Natasha Henstridge is the alien.
Yeah, but William's saying it's different. Hey, what are you eating? Nuts? Are you eating nuts?
I'm eating candy corn.
He's like
You
delectably
psycho.
eating while he's
eating candy corn, the worst candy. Jesus.
He's a pro, the radio pro.
It's a Halloween episode.
Okay, that's fair. It's cute.
What's your Halloween costume this year?
I'm not wearing one this year.
You're going naked?
Yes.
That's cool, dude.
Do you take your kid trick-or-treating?
Last year I did. This year I don't have her, so there's no reason for me to dress up, really.
You should dress up and go trick-or-treating, even though you don't have your daughter.
That's a good idea. I'd rather just buy a bag of candy and eat it.
That's true. Yeah, you don't need to wait for Halloween for that.
You're damn right I don't.
I have to be a space robot because my son is an astronaut and he wants us to all we're all on theme. We got a theme going.
Yeah.
Why don't you dress up as a senator? You can be the astronaut's father, the senator, played by James Cromwell in Species 2, Eve of Destruction.
No.
That's a hot Halloween costume this year.
James Cromwell
is sold out everywhere. Yeah.
He's a tall drink of water.
He's a good bad guy. He has like a nastiness to him.
He can do it all.
I mean, he's the farmer in Babe. That's why I was so, in our generation, that's the first role you kind of get to know him as.
Wrong.
I know him as inventing the warp drive for Star Trek.
Yeah. I know him as the father from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He drops him off at school, and he's credited as Jamie Cromwell. That's a little trivia for everybody. Yeah, he never won an Oscar for Babe, but he was nominated for Best Actor. He was robbed, in my opinion.
The pig should have won, in my opinion. You talked, but they didn't. That wasn't enough. A talking pig
with the voice of Chucky.
Politics.
Chucky from Rugrats is Babe's voice.
Oh, really?
Oh, that one lady who's like kind of hot.
No,
yeah. Wait, Dottie.
No, that's
that's
Pickles.
Chucky's
that's
the kid.
Pardon me. Okay.
Chucky's the redhead dorky one.
Glasses.
Wow, that's
Christine Cavanaugh.
What a cool filmography of the Rugrats cast.
I'm googling her,
okay.
Seeing if she kind of looks like Edie Falco, or not Edie Falco, Dottie or whatever the hell her name is.
She's hot too. All the Rugrats were played by hot ladies.
I mean, they get dolled up and go to these award shows. Also, the thing is, as I get older, see, when I was a young man, I would watch a movie like Species in middle school and be like, yeah, Natasha Henstridge, she's so pretty. That's like the perfect woman. And don't get me wrong, she's so pretty. But now, as an older man, a mature man, I can look at Marg Helgenberger in this movie and be like, she's not bad either. The scientist.
The lady scientist, yeah, she looks
she's
good.
all right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, everybody in this movie is hot.
Actresses are generally attractive.
That's the funny. Well, yeah, but I mean, you could also, but they're also made to look hot.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
when you're a kid, you don't realize that. You don't see that. You're like kind of judgy.
that actress had she had kind of a thankless job on this movie. She had to like be an assertive scientist and stuff, but
The
also
whole
be
thing
like
with
a hot lady. I think the problem with her is that everybody had like their hair done on this movie. Even like the lady scientist had her hair done really nice. I feel like that's why it was like hard to take her seriously as a scientist.
What
You know
about
I mean?
Natasha Henstridge with the short hairdo versus the long one in the first one? You see, she's playing a different character. This is Eve. This isn't Syl. Totally different.
Well, how did this happen? So like, yeah, so when the movie starts, she's in captivity and being
She's
studied.
a clone.
Yeah.
She's a
She's a clone.
Okay,
That is a
you
clone
see,
haircut.
Yeah, they
Syl,
really throw that story together.
at the end of Species 1, Syl dies. So they wrote this script and they're like, maybe we cast Natasha Henstridge, maybe we don't. This character is open-ended. It could be a different hot chick. But they got her and she plays Eve.
Adam,
The
who's
first
hotter,
clo-
Eve or Mia Jovovich in Fifth Element?
I've never been a Mia Jovovich and Fifth Element kind of guy, to be honest.
So Eve?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Multipass. Multipass.
Yeah, I think she's hot in that.
She has way more range as an
She
actress.
doesn't have like a body in Fifth Element.
When they put her, when they first clone her and she's got those white tape things
The
around
tape,
her.
it's a cool outfit. I like the outfit, but I don't
Yeah, her tits
feel like the
aren't very
body's
big.
not like. But Natasha Henstridge has like this killer bod.
Yeah, she does. I
Great
remember
tush.
my father being all over her for this movie. He loved Species.
You watched your father get horned up
Yeah.
in this movie?
Verbally
On the-
horned up.
If you watch the making of Species 2 on YouTube, which I did this afternoon, all the actors are like, yeah, Natasha Henstridge, woo, she's hot. Man, I would love to fuck her. Let me tell you this. They're like,
that's
so
the electronic press kit of the movie. It's all of the actors saying that.
they're like, damn. But she's charming. She's a good actress, good performer. They're both models.
This is what I'm saying is like this movie has
Mila Jovovich.
But Mila Jovovich is a model too. I see what you're saying.
Natasha Henstridge was a model. They're models.
But this movie, it's like the hotness is like the focus. The guys, like the producers or whatever, will be like, we just need to fill this movie with hot people. The script is good. This is a good script.
Is it?
In my opinion.
I mean, it
Very good.
moves. It moves. Tell me your favorite aspect of the script.
Well, I really liked how so it's like they're playing with the original species. It's like the alien thing. Does she like infect the Natasha Henstridge, the alien affect her, or is the alien?
She is an alien in the first one, and
Okay.
she's just trying to get pregnant.
She has like a human skin thing going on.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Like in this movie.
So this movie's playing with that expectation or whatever in a way that I thought was kind of interesting. It's like these three astronauts come home from Mars, the first manned Mars space trip, and there's two guys, like the captain, a white guy, of course. Hey, one for the whites. A woman and a black guy.
Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Rounded out, of course.
The white guy is named Jordan Ross.
Okay. So, and you think
And
the
black
white guy,
the black guy's name is Gamble. And man, this guy, he's a gambling
awesome
man.
name.
Like the black guy in Batman, The Dark Knight is also called Gamble.
I wish
They're
I
like,
named my kid that.
and in the making of, they're like, or like what I was reading about the movie, they said like, we knew we couldn't get Forrest Whitaker, so we just wanted another cool black guy. So we wrote a part for.
That's what they said. That's what they said after saying Natasha Henstridge was really hot.
And this would be like right after Forrest Gump, right? Like pretty quickly.
Yeah,
hell yeah, man! Time to get paid. Make Species too. I'm about to get Kunta Kinte on this motherfucker.
I like when he gets the machete and he's like, "I'm about to go back to Africa on somebody's head." He's a good sport saying all those lines. but
Yeah, he was. I mean, he got stabbed in the leg.
So
that was nice. He asked
so
to be
far
stabbed
this
in the leg.
script, what you're saying is the movie is riddled with cliches.
no,
and
yeah, sorry.
moronic.
Well, I'm just trying to set it up for the audience.
I know you're trying to set it up, but just give it like in a broad sense. What is good about the screenplay? Like what grabbed you? Just in a what was the thing that you liked? Just in a simple way without having to explain the plot, because we'll get into that.
I guess I liked how it was hard to predict, or it was kind of hard to maybe it was like not seeing the first one, but I was like it was hard to like predict what was going to happen. But once you started seeing like because you're originally with the white captain guy, and you see him fucking, and you're like, okay, this guy's infected. You kind of don't quite know who's infected, but you're like, okay, this guy's infected. He fucks these two ladies in like a very weird threesome. Remember the
Okay,
threesome?
so yeah, it's full of surprises. So the movie is,
we'll get to it.
like I said, it is crazy. Every scene is crazy. That's the thing about it, is that it has like a million writers who are just making every scene crazy. In the first scene, when they go to Mars, this is a crazy detail when you think about it, because I watched it like 2 or 3 times. The first time I was like half asleep. That's the best way to watch it, because the movie's like a dream. Now, you see this spaceship going to Mars, and what's on the spaceship? Giant brand logos, Pepsi, like Subway, Sprint, like fucking Nike, cigarettes, all this shit. And it's like, oh, that's kind of funny. It's like brand advertisement on a spaceship. But then when you watch it a second time, you think, what does that have to do with anything? Like, why is this even a theme of this movie? Why is this a detail?
That's just how they put in like the product placement, I think.
There's no payoff. There's no payoff. There's nothing. Okay, the astronaut ends up on his own cereal later, Space Flakes, but it just seems like a punch-up thing that means nothing in like the overall scheme of the film. So the guy goes to Mars, he lands, it's like the moon landing. People are watching on TV. He does a soil sample, and this like green gas is released because they're like, I guess, in the soil sample. So he gives his dumb speech, this is for our species, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, whoa, this guy is a hero. Then they get back on the spaceship. They're going back to Earth. And then the soil sample, it's kind of like venom. It's this like goo. And it's the same shit in Prometheus. This is the thing they do in all these movies. It's like there's a goo. The goo slithers on the ground and springs forth. And you don't know which person it hit, but it kind of implies that it hit all 3.
Yeah.
Then they go back to Earth. They get all these tests. They're heroes. Girls want to sleep with them. But anyway, this goo shit. This is such a dumb movie cliche, because it's like the goo can like it's like blood, and it's like slime, and it can like slither, and it can like jump, and it can like do all these things, and then it goes into a person, and what it does to a person makes no sense. It's like you can get tentacles that like shoot out of your body, and they can like go like 13 feet and like grab a person and like throw them in the air and like kill them. And then the tentacles can like retract, and then there's like no visible evidence that you ever had tentacles. And there's like the size and the scale of the tentacles of all the shit. It's like it can be enormous, and then it can like just go right back into your skin. No holes, no scars, nothing.
That's the beauty of goo, man.
Maybe it makes you like, maybe it makes them like a Wolverine, where they are fast healing. They
what are you doing? It looks like
I'm itching my back very intensely because it's itchy, and I'm fat, so I can't reach it. I got to use a stick.
Looks like you're pointing to your ass with your thumb.
I am not.
Like, check this out.
He's just digging. He's
you
getting
want to see some goo?
Deep. Yeah. So
yeah,
Eve, meanwhile, not Syl, Natasha Henstridge, whole new character, now with short hairdo. She's fully nude, strapped into a seat in a large glass canister. And then George Zunza, the guy from Deer Hunter and Dangerous Minds, he has one eyeball. He's like a general.
Is he from the first movie? I
No,
feel like I
the
heard
new-
him say he lost his eye in the
No, I
first
don't
movie.
remember.
New character.
The lore is so hard to keep up with.
This scene is so ridiculous. How the doctor is on that fucking like stair. It's
like a cherry picker.
a scissor lift. And she's going up and down to talk to him and shit. It's so stupid.
Like I'm telling you, every scene is nuts. It's just to be like as big of a spectacle as possible.
Yeah.
And so here's what they're doing: Eve fully nude, but with carefully placed straps over her nipples and genitalia, glistening with sweat. They're poisoning her with gas to kill her, to show like we have to create a special weapon to kill the aliens. So they use poison gas. It creates boils on her skin, and they're like, "Congratulations, you did it, doctor. You created the poison gas that could kill the aliens." But then all the boils and warts just like immediately heal, and it's like it just gets sucked into her skin.
Oh, so Mike is right. Yeah, it's like Wolverine, basically.
And so they're like, "What
She's
the hell?"
unfuckable for like 3 minutes.
It makes them unfuckable.
That's
first.
your opinion.
Just a second.
You never fucked a girl with an open wound,
With some sores,
some syphilis.
No.
Oh yeah, you're kind of a germaphobe.
Good for you. Oh, cool. So you're so cool, Mike.
So, what I want to know is,
I would.
Was she supposed to die in the scene? She's supposed to die, and they're supposed to kill her.
I thought they were making something out of those pustules or something.
No, the lady scientist would not let them kill her.
Yeah, that's what she says afterwards. But what is she? She's making a weapon that can kill her, right?
She's not going to kill this one.
So then there's this there's a retarded scene where the lady scientist is like talking to Eve, and Eve is like, I'm not just some lab animal. And the lady scientist is like, I go out of my way to make sure you're treated like a human being. And it's like, were you? She was fully
gassed her.
He gassed her. She's naked in front of everybody. And you're just like,
she's just in a tough position, a scientist.
It's a hilarious scene. It's hilarious screenwriting. I mean, look, the screenwriting is good enough where it just kind of washes over you the first time and you don't really think about it. But the moment you start to think about like, why is anything happening in this movie, it falls apart so quickly. So they're trying to create a weapon to kill the alien, and it's not working because, like Wolverine, the alien DNA can fix any physical problem, any chemical problem, any weakness. They can't figure out the weakness of the alien.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Patrick Ross, this guy, this astronaut, he's supposed to be giving a speech. What's he doing? He's banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. He's having threesomes constantly.
But it's a threesome where they're like,
this is the first threesome, and just in like a
before,
or no,
he's the ones that he kills the ladies.
He's just necking a woman in the hallway.
Oh yeah,
before he gives a speech. Then he gives a speech. Then he has a threesome with 2 sisters.
No. She comes back and that lady's like, I brought my sister this time. So then he fucks them. But they do a thing where it's like he fucks one lady and then the lady's like, my turn. Like he busts completely and stuff. And then that one lady who he just fucked leaves the room. And then he goes
to the bathroom.
Kind of a funny way to do a threesome,
and she undresses. Yeah,
they can do it. They can mix it up. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to take turns like that.
He's running
Just saying.
They're running a train on him. And they're not supposed to have sex for 11 days.
Oh yeah, that's a really funny thing that that's a very funny line that they make the lady doctor say, or like the lady scientist, where she's like, she goes, she's like, we all know there's a sexual quarantine of 10 days in all interplanetary missions. Like, of course we all know this.
They didn't explain why.
I like when a stupid movie has to be about science and has to talk about science stuff. That's always a recipe for fun.
Fucking cat.
It makes me feel like I'm like, oh, I understand science.
10 days. You go to the moon, you can't fuck for 10 days. Come on.
Everybody knows that.
Look at the moon aliens in your butthole.
Yeah.
So this guy busts, and one chick, she's in the bathroom.
Thank you for
her
moving
stomach.
your head like that.
Her stomach is just swelling up, immediately swelling up. See, the goo can just make things grow. So
I think it needs to be. It
I'm
needs
just
to
saying
be
the
like,
alien DNA in general, it can just grow very quickly. There's no limits to what it can.
but it must happen through male to female human sex to
I
create the thing
understand.
that, do you?
I understand. Yes, I've watched the movie 3 times.
Okay.
Because so this guy busts and the chick, her stomach rips open in 4 slices, and an alien baby shoots out. It's like,
It kind of just looks like a regular baby.
It's like, it's all covered in goo and shit. And then while that's happening, he's banging the other one. He's getting all intense, and like tentacles are shooting out of his skin. And he's like, oh, and he's just like fucking her to death, basically.
Oh, yeah. She doesn't get to have a baby, right?
He just starts screaming.
That's what it's like, by the way, when a woman gives birth. I don't know. You haven't seen it, William, but that's pretty much.
It takes like 30 minutes.
It's pretty accurate. No, I'm just saying. Then they pop out, and the baby's head goes out like that, and it's very covered in goo and
it's
stuff.
like cooking a baked potato in an oven. It takes like half an hour.
Yeah, there is goo, so that part they got right. From my experience, I feel like I saw some goo.
My baby mama didn't invite me to her birth, so I missed.
You just watched a chick take a dump.
Is that what it was?
No, he had 2 kids that night, so he takes his 2 kids and he puts them in a barn.
That's just like me.
And then the next day, his dad calls him gay, and he's like, keep it in your pants, son. I've seen we got to make you a senator. Blah blah blah. And he's like, Dad, I think I'm having a nervous breakdown. He's like, shut up. I'm James Cromwell.
Oh, he was also George W. Bush's dad in W.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. You mean George Bush?
George H.W. Bush,
the other president.
My favorite president,
head of the CIA.
Your favorite president's George H.W.
Yes.
What if the H.W. stood for Hot Wheels?
That'd be tight.
That'd be cool.
I'd be ready.
Skull and Bones, baby.
Yeah.
I would love to be raped at Skull and Bones.
Who's in Skull and Bones in this election? I don't know who to vote for.
Skull and Bones are women. Can they be women?
I'd like to skull some bones. Right? You know what I'm saying?
You like to bone some skulls?
Now, meanwhile, there's a scientist who's examining some goo in a blood sample for all the people. Because, okay, now this is one of the great go nowhere scenes. So the scientist is looking at all the blood.
Middle-aged, schlubby guy scientist. Well, a not hot person.
And he looks in the microbe, and the microbe's like attacking another microbe. He's like, oh no. And then the blood sample, just like Prometheus, is just like, it has its own power. The blood sample starts rocking the beaker and then falls on the ground. The goo shoots across the room, goes up a wall. And the scientist is like, oh no, the alien blood DNA. And he's like looking at it. And then it's like, raw. And it like attacks him and kills him with this like big green tentacle.
Well, and just like with every scientist, when you spill a dangerous chemical, what does he do? He walks over and touches it. Of course, that's the first thing you do, right? You're like, oh, I spilt this. Oh, great.
And then the camera goes into the hole in the wall, and then what's inside the wall? A giant shot of an alien species character with all the tentacles and the bubbles and everything. Okay. Yeah. Nothing about the scene ever affects. I mean, like it's like Mark Helgenberger looks at the sample and it's like, oh, he's infected. But nothing about this scene pays off anyway. I mean, the goo just escaped. It doesn't affect someone else ever. It would have
been goo should have fucked that guy too.
It should have gotten him. Yeah. It should have gotten him, and he should have been banging hookers.
Should have gone into his butthole.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Or his pee hole.
The rules are very confusing in this movie. Does the goo should have gone into him just the same way it had gone into the other astronauts?
He wasn't hot enough. I think the aliens are like, it has to be hot people. Seriously.
And not black.
I'm being serious. Yeah. Oh, I love the reason why. So like,
Hold on.
okay.
This is the greatest reveal of all time. Okay, so
second scene of that lady.
I guess all the blood is now mixed up. They don't know, so now they have to get all 3 astronauts and they have to test their blood. They have to figure out something is going on. We didn't mention Peter Boyle is in this movie also as a guy locked up in a mental hospital who he's locked up because he punched someone at the Pentagon because he said, "Don't go to Mars." And he punched him and they're like, "We have the power to put you in a mental hospital for the rest of your life."
Yes.
And that's what happened to him. He warned them. He knew about Martian microbes in Antarctica, blah, 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 more science shit.
He's doing good work in this. I would say Peter Boyle. I just saw him. I was like, oh, he's going to be like phoning it in. He wasn't. He did not phone it in Species 2.
Yeah, but he's high. His whole thing is that he smokes weed all the time. And
I don't think he was high in this. I know he does that in Everybody Loves Raymond, but
I'm just saying
he was doing good work. He was committed.
What if he wasn't stoned? And what if he actually was trying?
I think he was.
I think he could do better. No, I warned them. No, Mars.
He says something really cool. It's funny because he's like, it's basically like he explains what's going on in the movie, and that's when you know your movie is stupid, when it's being explained by like a mental patient, like the plot of the movie. But he says something cool where he's like, this is the species that destroyed Mars, and now it's going to come here. So Mars used to be.
And the general
civilized.
is like, "Get me Press Lennox." So then we cut to
such an awesome name.
This like White House building, like looking building in Washington D.C. And then all these fucking soldiers are like running in and around, and they're getting mock terrorists. And then who walks out? Michael Madsen in a suit, and it's like, "I'm private security now. I run anti-terrorist attack forces." The general needs him to help find the species. Now his character, same character from the first one. He's like, I don't want to do this shit. And then the general's like, "I sacrificed an eye. We'll give you $1 million tax free."
Specifically $1 million.
No taxes, baby. Like, you would still get taxed. Come on. It's the military. You can't just waiver no taxes.
I highly doubt a government entity is going to pay you and not tax you. That seems like
Come on, bro. You guys don't know about how the deep state works. Mike, I thought you knew.
I wrote this down. This back to Peter Boyle. He did say the DNA was from the Magellanic Galaxy, which is a real galaxy. I guess it has something to do with Magellan.
You know, that would be cool, actually, if you were Peter Boyle, like this old actor, and you had to do like this big monologue that was extremely stupid, but you had to be committed and stuff, and you just fucking just ripped a huge bong hit, and then you just kill it. You just like crush the monologue.
And then like you have people like Natasha Henstridge, who was like, "Oh, this is tough. Like I'm working hard. It's hard to act and be in a movie." And they're just like,
yeah,
just stay pretty, darling. Because
she should have been high.
We all can't be Peter Boyle and have beautiful careers into like our 70s.
True.
So that Michael Madsen really puts the movie into like, he really like this line he has, it really like sums up the film. He says, "They can fuck the human race into extinction." That's what they're going to do.
He's so cool in this movie. I love how he holds his gun sideways.
Oh, yeah.
In like a way that he doesn't look like he has good aim at all.
He holds it like Steven Seagal.
He's supposed to be like a very important soldier, like a very high level soldier.
And like the human race is the fate of the human race is in his hands too.
It'd be Press Lennox.
Don't
get the FBI.
Cool as hell, dude. Press Lennox, baby.
They have to find the astronaut. So what's the astronaut doing? He's with his fiance. And she's excited because she can finally have sex after 10 days. And he fucks her, but the next day she's dead.
A lot of titties in this.
The lady astronaut too.
And the lady astronaut, she's excited. She gets to fuck.
Meanwhile, this is the part that I was saying I liked a lot when the movie started really clicking into place for me, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is cool!" Like, because I didn't know what to was like. I was piecing it together as I was watching it.
Because they're all the astronauts are infected. So the lady astronaut, she bangs her
all the
husband.
astronauts are not infected.
We'll get
Bubba
to
is
it.
not-
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that is Bubba. Yeah, I didn't realize that was Bubba.
Well, they all got the goo.
Okay.
Now, the lady astronaut, she bangs her husband. What happens? She gets pregnant quickly. Her stomach opens up. A giant tentacle shoots out and then kills her husband, lifts his head up against the wall, and it's like sucking his brains out or something.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look awesome. So I was like, oh, okay. So because she's a woman, it affects her. The goo affects her this way. It's like all it needs is like the human seed mixed with the egg, like to fertilize it. So these guys are just blasting. What if they used a condom with it?
It's like when you grow weed and it's like, oh, you got a male plant. It's fucked up, dude. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
You got to have a female plant. It's like
one male plant will fuck all the female plants. You can't even have
one. It's very
one.
scientific, bro. It's very scientific.
Hey, these days, gender is so kind of
don't even get
fluid and stuff. But I feel like whatever gender you are is whether you give like your tummy gets really huge and an alien pops out, or if you get your face sucked. That's how you find out what gender you really are. You know what I'm saying? That'll settle things.
I'm not into
Get the goo in there.
I'm not. Hey, Matt Walsh, calm down. I'm not into this whole. What is a woman?
Has he seen this? I'm just saying.
Oh, he's seen this. So the black guy, Michael Williamson, he's like, "Come on, girl, get on my houseboat. We're gonna fuck. I've been waiting for this for 11 days." And he's about to bang, and then all these like 30 cops show up to arrest him. They're like, "Get in the fucking van, you black piece of shit!" And they like take him to like a lab, and they're like, all their guns are drawn on him the whole time. He's like, "What the hell is going on?" They're like, "We don't know what you're up to, you fucking black guy. We'll fucking kill you." They're like really cool. On edge. They're really on edge around him. They're constantly putting their guns up. You could be an alien
because he's got an alien in him, or because is it a George Floyd
when they
thing?
went to the female astronaut's house, it was just Michael Madsen and Mark Helgenberger, and Michael Madsen has like his little gun, and she has her gas spray that doesn't work, but she has it anyway. So then they do the test on Michael Williamson. Turns out he's not infected. Why is that? He has
sickle cell.
He has the trait of sickle cell.
Oh, he's a carrier. That they had to like write around that.
Because if you have sickle cell anemia, you can't go to outer space. But he's just a carrier.
Makes sense.
So this alien DNA goo that can jump and travel and do this and do that there's two roles. You can't be a woman and you can't be black. It's very Hitlerish.
I love how much sickle cell plays a factor in this movie, though. It's pretty rare. But wait, you can be a woman. What are you talking about? She had the goo. She just needed the seed.
Breathe. You do the alien seed.
No. That's why I'm saying when her husband fucked her, the human seed mixed with the alien, and it like jump started it. So they need the human. You watch this 3 times, you don't get it. No.
She didn't give birth to a baby.
Oh, she didn't? But her tummy got big.
A giant tentacle shoots out. It makes. I'm just saying.
Everything is accounted for in this movie.
Look, if you're if you're a Hitler guy, Nazi guy, you might like this movie. The alien DNA doesn't like blacks. It doesn't like women.
If you're a Hitler guy, check out Species 2.
These I know some of the young Zoomers are into that kind of thing. Check this movie out. You might like it. So now Michael Williamson, he's on the team. and they're hunting for the astronaut. He goes on his own to find the astronaut. Well, the astronaut's very sad. His fiance is dead. What does he do? Takes a shotgun, blows his head open. Just boom. Awesome shot.
This is the
Head
best scene in the
exploding. Michael Tell Williams like, oh shit. And then slowly, in the worst 90s CGI you've ever seen,
it's not bad. It's good.
His head grows back layer by layer while the camera does a full 360 circle around it.
This is an amazing shot.
Here's an amazing detail. When he blew his head off, everything above the jaw was gone. So there's blood where his jaw is, but where the new head grew back, it's clean and there's no blood. And then his eyes open up and there's like that really loud, like movie sound effect thing, like dun.
Yeah. And he's like now full alien, basically.
So that just proves that he does have the Wolverine healing powers. That's probably so. That's why there's no holes when the tentacles come out.
Well, it's only he only blew his head off. It's not like he has the carrier trait for sickle cell anemia.
But like that was also good storytelling wise for that character too, because he's like that character. He's an astronaut. He's like he's the main. He's set up as the main character, and so he is the one dealing with this thing where he becomes the villain. Actually, what a brilliant twist! But this scene also represents like the end of him as like a human, as like that human main character, and now he's like full species alien. So that's why also like this shot is fucking incredible, dude. This 360 shot with the CGI. Why you say it's bad?
I'm just saying it's really bad dated CGI. Doesn't look real.
Well,
it's a cool idea. Now, Michael Tell Williams is like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and he just runs away. So then this dude just starts banging hookers. He goes to like a cabin, and there's like, I love how these movies like they get like the funniest character actors to be like the motel owner.
Oh yeah,
he's fucking all these chicks in the cabin. They're exploding. Michael Madsen's investigating. He gets mad at the hotel owner. He just pushes his wheelchair down a hill. You know,
Michael Madsen does.
Yeah, he pushes him. Like I'm telling you, like if you really pay attention to what is happening in every scene, the movie is so nuts. Now, this dude he just needs to get laid, have kids. He has a barn now full of children, and all the kids are just like Invasion of the Body Snatcher types. They just stand there and they don't cry or complain or need attention. They just
that's every parent's dream, honestly.
And he's just pumping them out. They all kind of look like him too. And then he decides to rape a woman at a grocery store who's pretty attractive.
This is an interesting scene.
He first flirts with her and says,
yeah,
at his cereal aisle, and he's on the cereal box.
This is an interesting scene because it's like the movie gives time to them forming like a real genuine like connection and flirtation, and you feel like their energy and chemistry and stuff like that, and you're like, wow. Well, you're not like, wow, this is like a cool little.
She also recognizes she recognizes him because he's famous and everything.
But they like kind of like are very patient with it, and then you don't know quite what's going to happen, and then he's like they're about to say goodbye, and he immediately just like flips a switch and grabs her in the grocery store, grabs her and drags her out the back, and like she's like screaming and like fighting and stuff, and it's kind of interesting because it's like
a rape scene.
Well, it's like a rape scene, but they add a score over it, so it kind of makes it like minimizes it almost. But I wish they didn't have a score over it because it would have been like pretty disturbing. I feel like because of how real that's played and how patiently it goes on for a long time.
You haven't mentioned one other major element of the scene, which is Eve is in a machine where she has psychic connections with this guy because she gets excited every time he has sex, and she's has the vision of what he's doing. She can see through his eyes, and she's describing everything, like where he is and what he's looking at. She's like, grocery store.
She goes, she's trying to rape her.
aisle 1, fruits and vegetables. And they're like, fruits and vegetables. And Michael Madsen's like looking around. And then Michael Williamson is there too. And they're like, come on, where is she? And then there is he takes her to this black van and he's like raping her in this black van. And then you see Michael Williamson and Michael Madsen run past that black van. And then there's a second black van. And that black van's rocking. And they like, Michael Madsen like breaks the window, opens the door, and then it's like 2 California people, like 2 blondes, like, hey man, come on, we're just trying to get laid. And then
California people.
Patrick Ross is like, Eve, I have to have sex with Eve. Now he can see her vision, and he tells the lady that he's trying to rape, like, get out of here. So then he goes, I'm going to voluntarily go get arrested and be brought in to the complex. So then they bring him to the complex. And what does he do? He does some karate, kicks the cops, runs, sees Eve. She sees him. He's fighting people. They have a moment. And then
they're getting really, really horny, just like being so close to each other. And Eve is interesting because it's like she's being like her human self is being like, I don't want this or whatever, but her like alien thing is like kicking in, and she's just like, it's just about being horny. It's about being so horny you're like freaking out.
Sure.
His tongue also is a weapon that he uses in this scene where he sticks his tongue in a person's mouth.
And the lady scientist.
There's an inner tongue that comes out.
Yeah.
And then he runs out the door. And they don't chase him or follow him or anything. There is no, like, he's in a giant government
he escapes. He gets
complex full of soldiers.
When somebody escapes, you gotta like let them have the W.
It's such a good escape. You gotta let him leave in awe.
Yeah. They're like, well, he earned it. But yeah, that was cool. He like even the tonguing thing is like sexual though and horny. You know what I mean?
Yes. And that's kind of like the first one.
People.
She had that amazing kiss with the camera spinning and the tongue goes out. But this tongue is more advanced. This is more like an alien's tongue. This movie is aliens dumb.
Yeah.
Aliens if it was like a softcore. You know what I mean?
So then his father's like, son, I can help you. We could go to John Hopkins and we can get this taken care of and blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, dad. He hugs his dad, and then his tentacles shoot out, kill him. Pew, tentacles. And then his dad falls down, he dies. Then he has all his kids in this barn, and then they have tentacles that come out their nostrils, and their tentacles start growing, and then they like fling up into the ceiling. And they turn to cocoons all within about 30 seconds. They're chrysalis, everything, hundreds of tentacles, no problem. They all turn to cocoons, but then they have to wait. They gotta, you know.
I don't understand. They're already like born. They're already like
they gotta change.
Like 7-year-old children.
We gotta wait. Well, they become adults.
Oh, maybe they're like going through puberty in that sack. You know what I mean?
I think that's what happened in the first one. Because Syl was like a teenage girl in the opening scenes, like a 13-year-old, and then she goes into a sack and comes out Natasha Henstridge.
Yeah, she like goes through puberty in the sack.
So this is
as we all do.
They're about to bang if they get out. Now
Natasha Henstridge is really horny in general. She's really like turned up. She's like a tiger in a cage, like now in her thing. She's like pacing, but she only wants that one guy. She's like the black guy wants to like goes up to her. Also, it's funny because the black guy like was about to fuck his wife or whatever, or like some girl, some woman, right before he got captured, and he's like, it's been 11 months. He's like extremely horny the entire movie, but he's like blue balled. He has like blue balls, so he's like goes up to Natasha Henstridge, and she like is not interested in him, and he's like, is this because I have sickle cell or?
Yes. Now, if you blink and you'll miss it, there's a scene where Mark Helgenberger's like, I made a gun with the sickle cell anemia DNA. And it's like, oh, That's important. Maybe this should be more than 2 sentences long. Then Eve, but then we have bigger things to do because Eve has to break the glass and jump out of her cage in slow motion while her dress lifts up and you can just see her white panties for like a good 45 seconds as she's jumping in slow motion. Is that when
she
you
also
jerked-
like is she's like sorry, go ahead.
Is that when you were about to jerk off?
No, I was gonna rewind to the like climax scene where she takes her clothes off. But I got too tired. I fell asleep. But,
all that happens before the
like a little baby.
scenes.
Say what?
All the jumping through the window, doesn't that happen before the egg sack scene and the?
It's like around the same time.
I guess it don't matter.
But
I'm just trying to find it. I want to see the panties.
He's pointing out that you used the word rewind, but you would have to fast.
No, this is at the end of the movie. That's
you
what
would
I'm
have
saying.
to so anyway, we can't go out of order.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Eve escapes. She's running.
For this episode.
Hundreds of guys shoot her with millions of bullets. She dies. She's like, boom, 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 boom. She's like, oh, I'm getting shot. I die. And then they're all looking at her. And then she gets up. She hops in a car. And Michael Madsen's like, how'd she learn to drive? Her favorite show is Dukes of Hazzard. Fan-fucking-tastic. And then the general guy, he's in the helicopter. He's following her. They're like, what should we do? Should we like blow her up? He's like, no, we'll get back to her later.
Bum, bum, bum.
And you never see his character ever again for the rest of the movie.
That's awesome. That's good, right? I love that shot. That's a really funny shot too, because that's so funny. I never thought about that. That's such a funny.
You gotta like if you really think about what every scene is doing, because once you know the payoff, you think like, oh yeah, that'll pay off later.
Yeah.
But when you know there is no payoff, you're like, oh wow, there's no payoff for that.
That's a really funny like 2-shot of that general in the helicopter too, with the helicopter pilot who doesn't say anything the whole time. But you get to watch this guy. So there's like the general's next to the helicopter pilot. You just see the two of them, and it's this long shot of the general talking, and the helicopter pilot's just flying his helicopter. But you get to watch this like middle-aged guy with a mustache give this like very convincing helicopter pilot performance, which is just sitting there doing absolutely nothing, looking like a guy with like a middle-aged guy with a mustache. That's like all he's doing in the shot. I enjoyed that.
You enjoy looking at extras and laughing at their bad acting.
No, it wasn't bad. It was good. It was convincing, but it was funny. Anyway,
but they get to the barn. Now, Eve knows where the barn is. See, no one knew where the barn was because, son, the barn is under your mother's maiden name and no one can ever find it. Okay. So anyway, they get to the barn. There's pods everywhere. Welcome to the maternity ward from hell. So the black guy he has a giant machete. He's going to go Kunta Kinte on the ass. So
that's why he like chose the machete.
They see the cocoons.
Yeah.
Well, he also wanted a bazooka.
He really wanted to to go back to Africa.
He wanted a bazooka. Right. Don't you know it's not the size that matters?
Oh, and then Michael Madsen
points
like
the gun
a
at his
laser
dick.
Yeah. Cool little scene. Probably fun to shoot.
Now, good news. The sickle cell anemia gas works. The lady scientist is like spraying all the cocoons, killing them all. But meanwhile, Eve finally gets topless, shows those tatas. This is what the movie's all about. She takes off her dress and her tits are all glistening in the moonlight and shit. And then Patrick Ross he's going to fuck her. And then they fuck like aliens. They turn to aliens and they create this big gooey mess and it's like light shooting out of it. It's like a fucking
it's like half real sex scene. That's like kind of hot. Like, it's like the two hot people fucking, and then it like keeps cutting back and forth to like aliens fucking.
And they always do this thing in the Species movies of the aliens in like the water. And they're like with their dreadlocks
like
and shit.
In the tank or whatever you're saying. In like a tank. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They're always in a water tank. They always do this in the Species movies. It's like a thing. but they never go in water.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
He's fucking her, and they start like, I guess he's gonna kill her. He does this thing where his head splits open in two, and then
cool creature effects.
A giant tentacle dick comes out and just goes in her mouth as an alien and just like she's just choking on this giant dick tentacle in her throat, like and she's dying. And then the lady scientist is like, he's killing her, Eve, no. And Michael Madsen's like, Eve, get away from there, I gotta kill this guy. Like, why does he care about saving Eve? She's an alien. Why doesn't he just fucking kill her? He's like, Eve, come on, get out the way. And then Michael Williamson's like, use my DNA, use me. And then Michael Madsen's like, okay. He takes a pitchfork, stabs Michael Williamson, and then
like really hard in the thigh with every single
gets that
prong of the
that
pitchfork.
sickle cell. Get all that sickle cell. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Use it.
Nice, Mike.
Use my DNA. And then Michael Madsen throws the pitchfork right into the bad guy, and he's like, oh, I'm dead. I got sickle cell. I died.
It's so funny.
It's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. This movie's so crazy.
Yeah. What would it be like to have sickle cell and see this movie? You'd be like, I'm a hero. You know what I mean?
Like a first date, you're like, tell your girlfriend, like, hey, I got sickle cell. And then after this movie, she's like, yeah, I'm just going to go home. He's like, what? I thought you wanted to come over and spend the night. She's like, no, I'm not feeling it. So
yeah, it could fuck up your game for sure.
They do the stupid movie thing. There's like Eve is in an ambulance, cut to one of the evil babies in the ambulance.
Yeah, they just put one of the evil babies in the ambulance too with Eve, just to be in the corner. Also,
shocking ending.
Michael Madsen has a funny thing when they're like walking out of the house, and he like takes out a cigarette and starts smoking, and she goes, "When did you start smoking?" And he goes, "Just now." So he had cigarettes.
Those are his emergency cigarettes. You got to keep them just in case,
Maybe he found them in the barn.
He bought them. Be like, if I go through something crazy and have to kill an alien, I'm gonna probably start smoking.
I just like the box.
And it's cool how the black guy gets in the medevac with the hot black lady, and then he's like, "I'm cool, I'm good."
Yeah, are we to assume that he fucks the nurse? Like, all right, okay, well, this guy's a military hero. Let's give him a.
He is single. The woman he was going to fuck in the houseboat was like a date. It was not a long-term, an LTR. He also lives on a houseboat. He's a bachelor, right? He bangs,
dude. And then so they like Michael Madsen and the lady scientist say bye to the black guy, and he flies away. You guys think they'll ever get back together again? Those three, the three goofballs from Species 2, like get back together for coffee or dinner in 10 years. Be like, hey, remember when?
I mean, there's a Species 3.
God, I hope not.
True. That's true.
They are not in Species 3. Apparently, Natasha Henstridge has one scene at the beginning of Species 3 where she dies or something.
I know the actress that is the main Species, or I live next door to her. I told this already on the podcast. I live next door to her.
Natasha Henstridge?
In Hollywood. No, in Species
Robin
3.
Dunn?
Oh.
Robin Dunn or Sunny Mabry?
Sunny Mabry. I live next door to her. She was very nice.
You looked at her tits, ass, and pussy in the movie?
I probably looked her up.
Nice. That's classy.
Well, I'm I don't have sickle cell. I'm a red-blooded male without sickle cell. I could
never been to Mars.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Oh wait, she's married she's married to Ethan Embry. Oh, wait. Okay. She's married to Ethan Embry.
Vegas Vacation.
And I met Ethan Embry one time, and I talked about that on the podcast too. But hey, dude, this is my hot, cool Hollywood story, so I could bring it up as much as I can.
He's the son in Vegas Vacation.
Oh,
Papa Giorgio. Oh yeah, he's funny in that. Papa Giorgio.
Rusty,
Yeah.
Empire Records.
Empire Records, That Thing You Do, Can't Hardly Wait.
I feel bad for that guy because it's like he was like getting lead roles, and then they're like, "Yeah, we're done." That's how Hollywood is, man. Natasha Henstridge
spit you out.
Now, you want to know why Natasha Henstridge is not in any movies anymore? So she made a little movie called Ghosts of Mars. And apparently she was very difficult and she was tired and she didn't like doing night shoots and she was just completely exhausted and complained a lot. And then after that, they're like,
"You're old and ugly, bitch.
What are you, 29 years old? You're done. Get out of here." That's the end. You got, and Patrick Ross, the astronaut guy, his career didn't really take off. Apparently in this movie, they wanted to do a gender flip of the first one and have him be like more of a seductive character. And they said male audience members hated it during test screenings. So I don't know, like maybe they were showing his dick or something. They just didn't like him being like sexy. So
he's a hunky guy.
Maybe they had like nude shower scenes of him or something.
Yeah, seeing his ass or whatever.
But he got arrested like 15 years ago for like indecent exposure.
Nice.
Oh no. What was the context? What's the context?
I don't know. Something about
That's gonna be that. That doesn't sound right, but I didn't mean it in that way.
His career, he retired. His career didn't really take off.
Maybe it's just like, you're in Species 2, you're showing your ass cheeks and stuff, and then all the guys who see it in the screen tests say that they hate it and stuff, so they cut out all your ass cheek scenes where you're like, but I thought that was awesome, and that made me feel like incredibly powerful and stuff. And now you can't quench that feeling. You know what I mean? You can't quench the thirst that you had, that you thought you were gonna having your ass in a direct-to-video horror movie. So you have to go to like a bowling alley and pull your dick out. Just a guess. Could be that. This is why I'm saying we need to know the context.
Looks like William's looking for it.
Rock out with your cock out. You know what
Looking
I mean?
for a picture of the man's penis.
Yes.
No, I'm just on X. I'm just reading. I'm just looking at stuff.
You're scrolling Twitter right now.
Yeah, I'm just. You can. I'm listening. I'm waiting for you to stop talking.
All right, I'm done.
Ratings.
For me, this is a solid 3-star movie. 3 stars. It's entertaining. It's good. It's got a bunch of crazy shit. It's stupid. It's fun. A lot of nudity, a lot of violence.
But let me tell you something. This movie accomplishes something that is not easy. I'm mostly thinking about that one scene where he runs up to her when she's in the cage, and he breaks in and he runs up to her and stuff, and they're so powerful. This is an erotic scene, but it's erotic without being graphic or sexual even. But the way it's done, like with the filmmaking and stuff, it accomplishes like an eroticism. It puts that in the audience, so it creates this feeling of turns the audience on without showing anything graphic.
I'm just saying it's one scene, Look.
Also, then you see
this
tits
movie
and
is
complete.
It's complete trash.
It's not trash.
It's stupid.
It's not stupid.
It is dumb. It's a dumb movie and it's stupid.
It's
trash.
Smart. I thought it was really smart.
I like trash.
I thought the science in it was sound, and it made a lot of sense. And it inspired me to get more into science.
The general character just disappears.
That's awesome. He just lives a great life with that helicopter pilot.
Solves can't beat that. I mean, I appreciate
nobody's
it.
been able to beat
it.
sickle cell yet. So
what I'm saying is, I like this more than like an M. Night Shyamalan retarded movie.
I'm on. You know what my rating is for this? 3.75.
Oh, okay.
I might
like
push
the
it
length
to 4.
of your penis.
I was gonna go 3.
Dude, I wish.
And agree with William, but if you're gonna go 3.75, I'm gonna go 3.5. Right in between.
I think,
slightly.
yeah, I mean, 3.5,
I like it.
I
I like the
guess.
first one. This movie's fast paced, so it went by really quick. It wasn't boring. Natasha Henstridge is hot.
I have a feeling that this movie is probably more fun to watch than the first one.
The first one tries to be more serious, and
I believe
probably
it is.
cost a lot more
I think
money.
they're both, but the first one has way more nudity.
Does
Oh,
it?
really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's a little upsetting to hear at this point
And
in
you
the
got
podcast.
you got Sir Kingsley, you get Forrest Whitaker, Alfred Molina.
Oh yeah, Forrest Whitaker as the empath.
They are trying to make something smart in the first one. They're
like a team that's like hunting her, and Forrest Whitaker, his role on the team is he's the empath.
So it's even dumber because they're trying harder not to be completely embarrassing. The second one is just anything goes.
I wish the performances were better because, but it's like, it's hard. It's like when a movie's like, oh yeah, let's make this hot, like kind of erotic like horror movie. So we got to fill it with all these hot Hollywood actors and stuff. But all these Hollywood actors are like bad at acting for the most part. But it would be like, so it's like the movie would be like better with better actors, but it wouldn't be as like hot, erotic.
Mr. Blonde's a bad actor.
Not Mikey, but, and I guess like what's the black guy's name again?
Bubba Gump.
No, he's not bad. But there's just a lot of bad actors. The main guy too. The white guy is bad. But
see, they were trying to make a hot guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Their focus was on hotness. But if they cast people that were just like good actors, it would be, the script would really just come alive, I think, in ways that you couldn't imagine. Yes.
What about a young Ben Affleck?
I'm thinking like Judi Dench and like.
No, for real. As the astronaut, Ben Affleck might have been.
Okay.
But
Jude Law.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Ooh.
Jude Law would have been good.
Gotta go with Jude Law.
You guys are just trying to think of the hottest guys you could think of, right?
Who are good actors?
Oh yeah, that too.
What about Robert Downey Jr.? Okay, I just had a tentacle shoot out of my ball sack and rip a woman's pussy open, so I'm not feeling too good.
Yeah, totally.
He was kind of busy in the early '90s, though, right?
I gotta pee again.
Doing a little heroin. Now, what about Val Kilmer? Batman himself. Doc Holliday.
Maybe.
I could be an alien. I got tuberculosis in my sickle cell anemia. You ever see Tombstone?
Yes, I seen Tombstone. I'll be your Huckleberry. I love when Kurt Russell slaps that other guy, the guy from Sling Blade. I can't remember his name. That's a great scene.
Billy Bob.
Skin that smoke wagon. I love that quote.
Now, of course, the greatest actor of the early 90s, Tom Hanks. Would he have made a great astronaut? Could you see Tom Hanks in Species too as the main?
I could see him as Bubba, but not as the main attractive dude. Definitely not.
Come on.
He's not really he's not really an action star or whatever, horror star.
See, what he could bring is vulnerability to the role. Fear.
Okay.
The guy is such a creep in the movie. Let's get some extra dimension.
The guy from The Guest could do it.
Well, he would be too young at the time, but yeah. Dan Stevens.
Yeah.
Or maybe a Philip Seymour Hoffman type. Schlup.
Yeah, maybe. He'd probably play a scientist better. He'd probably play the scientist better.
Edward Norton, American History X style, get a big swastika on him. Curb stomping hookers in the street. Put your teeth on the curb. Just kicking them.
That really wasn't a cabin where the prostitutes, right? It was like a hotel, right? And then
it's a hotel in the woods.
Yeah, the manager's like the pimp, and he's got all these hoes staying in each room.
One of the hoes looked like a trans person.
They were pretty busted.
What about that strip
club scene? Should have had the alien.
That was nice.
Go in
that
there.
Was hot.
What happened to them? What happened when the alien goo mixed with them? Did they have an alien baby or did they get their face sucked?
They had a white kid.
Oh,
He banged a bunch of different chicks, and they all had white kids, which was
got strong
what's
surprising.
the deal
genes.
with that?
Movie's
Well,
racist.
I think he's really fucking the alien. You know what I mean? It's like him, a baby with him and the alien, but the alien needs like a host. So it's his seed with, that's my
This
theory.
needs a womb.
He's telepathically fucking Natasha Henstridge.
It's just a womb.
But then physically, he's fucking the prostitute.
He's doing IVF in his dick and balls.
Basically.
He's making like a mojito.
Yeah.
Making it up.
That's a good way to put it.
And he just is like, I'm using your womb, bitch. And you are going to give birth immediately.
Yeah.
The stomach opens
That's
up.
what I said when I had sex with my wife.
You will bear me a son now.
Yeah. And she did.
You have a barn
Lucky
full of
bastard.
kids.
Yeah. They're all in the barn right now in their sacks.
They play the saxophone.
Dude, playing your sax in a sack. Now we're talking.
Well, so what's everybody's final rating? 3.5 ish.
I honestly, I kind of, I want to do 4 because it just feels like kind of that one shot of the 360 going around the head. That is so cool, dude. Where have you seen anything that cool ever in your whole life? Not even movies. William's thinking.
I have not.
I believe the scene in Home Alone where they get hit in the head with paint cans.
That's pretty cool.
That's
All
what about
right,
the scene in Home
I take
Alone
it back.
2 where his head gets caught on fire, Joe Pesci, and then he does a handstand into a gasoline filled toilet and blows up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, I take it back. Wait,
It's
have you
kind of
guys
like
talked?
it kind of is the Home Alone 2. It's just a crazy movie.
Yeah, for sure. But it is definitely like ripping off a lot of alien stuff. And you were talking about Prometheus a lot.
Well, isn't H.R. Geiger somehow related to the Aliens movie too?
He worked on the first film. He designed Cell, but he didn't work on this one and design that stupid buffalo monster thing he turns into at the end.
But
He still has
didn't he
a
also
credit in
work
the
on
movie or something,
Aliens?
though.
He worked on Alien. He did not work on
Alien. Oh, okay, yeah.
I think he just designs the characters and then they don't bring them back again.
James Cameron designed the Queen alien in Aliens. That was his own design, his own creation. You know, it's H.R. Giger. He works in these movies and then he's like, fuck it. I don't want to do the sequel.
Oh, he's got an accent.
He's like, it's stupid. Yeah, he's Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
He's dead. R.I.P. One of the great horny men.
He was a horny man? A horny man?
Yeah. He's horny.
Why? What? Give me an example.
Have you seen one of his paintings where it's like 4 chicks with 9 dicks? That's a typical H.R. Geiger painting.
That's an odd number of dicks for
Googling.
for 4 women.
This guy was out there, dude.
There's a fake quote people always like. There's a meme where they go like, one night I took a bunch of LSD and I had sex with 2 transsexual prostitutes, and that's how I came up with like the visions from my paintings. H.R. Geiger never said that. If you bring up that quote to me, I will tear you down physically and emotionally until you admit it's bullshit. Look, memes are great. You can't get a lot of information from memes.
He's not Dutch. He's Swiss.
Oh God.
I just wanted to look up something else.
Well, now I feel like your integrity is in question, William.
What's in? Well, you know,
I'm not seeing any dicks.
Are you kidding?
I'm not seeing any ladies with dicks. I'm seeing a lot of alien types of paintings.
The tentacle penises.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'll Google.
H.R. Geiger paintings. Look at what the alien head. What is the alien head, Adam?
Oh, you're saying it's a big penis.
Yes. Gotta look. You gotta think metaphorically. It's not literally.
Oh, I see a thing that's like penis landscape. Oh, it's a Dead Kennedy's album cover that he drew called Frankenchrist, and it's just penises into buttholes or vaginas.
Yeah.
It's like a pattern. All right, this guy's horny. All right.
Species
it to you.
2, happy Halloween. Everybody have a good trick or treat. You know, I know you kids like candy. Don't eat too much.
Make sure you
ache.
make sure you check out the candy for razor blades
and your tummy's gonna get really big, and then that little baby's gonna pop out.
or drugs.
If you're a lady, if you're a man,
Stay
what
safe.
happens to the man?
Stay safe. Stick it in the butt.
So this quote from you, Adam, show's over. This quote from you that says, Mike did a flawless job this episode. Could you imagine Adam answering these tough questions with such grace? That was
a joke.
Who would
you have to look at it in
I didn't get it.
You have to look
Just
at it in
read the-
context.
Yeah,
look at
well,
the thing.
I can't.
Read
I'm
the text
not that,
above.
you know.
Just
I
above.
said the thing I said before is like, can you imagine if people talked like this about our show?
I can't even figure out how to work this thing.
Mike is a working parent. He can't be, you know.
Can you imagine if people
he's got
talk like this
enough on his plate
about our show?
Oh, well, then why'd you put it in quotes?
It's a riff, bro.
Oh, you got me. You got
I
me.
got you.
You
Sorry,
played on mine.
I feel like you have been like riding high on this for like a week.
I have been since you said it Wednesday. I was like, oh man, I'm a good podcaster now. I finally got in there.
You know what? Manifest this, okay? Manifest somebody saying this about you.
Okay, I got that.
You can do it. Somebody's going to say you're good at answering questions by the end of this year.
This gun is not on the Internet Movie Firearms database.
Michael Madsen's Sideways gun?
Yeah, it's not in there. The first movie is, but the second movie is, and I guess maybe I could add it or something to be cool.
Yeah, you got to be a contributor, Mike.
I should.
I mean, who would be a bigger authority than you?
Yeah, even though I cannot own firearms, I do love firearms.
Yeah, but that's like say, when you like love guns so much that they don't let you own them anymore. That's like
that's
you
true.
really, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
That means you have a special relationship.
I do.
But what's next?
Yeah, what's the movie? We're gonna try to do. Are we gonna try to do Wednesday?
We're gonna try to do Wednesday Siege or something.
Oh yeah,
Siege. Okay. Would you mind letting me know tomorrow so I can watch the movie? It's gonna be Siege.
I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can watch it during the day or something.
Okay. Okay.